In the summer of 1986 in Mexico, under the scorching Central American sun, the Mexican national team rode an incredible journey captivating millions of fans. It was the tournament where the Mexican wave first swept across the Azteca Stadium, where a golden generation with a fearless attacking style came close to realizing their greatest dreams. They were eliminated in the quarterfinals by a formidable West Germany in a tense penalty shootout, but their legacy is immortal. 38 years have passed, and time has etched different marks on the lives of these heroes. Some continue to shine in the spotlight, some have chosen a quieter path, and others remain forever in memory. Let us look back at the fates of these artists who wove together that fiery summer. Hugo Sanchez was more than just a striker. He was a god, a symbol of success that every Mexican aspired to. At 27, at the peak of his form with Real Madrid, Hugo entered the tournament under immense pressure. He had to be the hero to lead Mexico to glory. On the pitch, he was an artist of mesmerizing overhead kicks, Hugo Lina, a killer with a keen instinct for scoring goals. Although he only scored one goal against Belgium and faced considerable pressure from opponents in that tournament, Hugo's shadow still loomed large in every match. His subsequent career was a string of glorious triumphs in Spain, winning 5 Pichichi titles, making him the greatest player in the history of Spanish football. Interestingly, Hugo was just as decisive and ambitious off the field as he was on the pitch. He graduated in dentistry while still playing, a testament to his iron discipline and foresight. After retiring as a player, he transitioned to coaching and led Pumas UNAM to 2 consecutive championships. However, his strong and sometimes arrogant personality caused him considerable trouble with the media and football officials. It seems the image of a solitary pentapichichi at the top has become synonymous with his life. A man who always craved perfection, but also felt lonely in his own philosophies. Today at 67, Hugo Sanchez still appears on ESPN's commentary programs with sharp intellect, his once flowing hair now gray, but his eyes still shining with the confidence of a man who has conquered the world. Manuel Negrete is the embodiment of pure inspiration. At the age of 27, this talented midfielder etched his name into World Cup history with a scissor kick goal against Bulgaria, a moment where time seemed to stand still to admire its beauty. In that team, Negrete was the orchestrator of the midfield, a true artist with graceful footwork and superb tactical vision. He played football as if dancing under the Mexican sun, transforming the most difficult situations into elegant maneuvers. After the tournament, his career took a turn towards Europe, playing for Sporting P and Schalke 04, carrying with him the pride of Central American football. In contrast to his flamboyant on-field persona off the field, Negrete was a calm, humble man, always focused on the community. His later political career as mayor of Coyoacán district is a testament to his desire to dedicate himself to the people. He didn't use his fame for personal gain, but considered it the responsibility of a national hero. The contrast between a free-spirited artist on the field and a true politician off the field reveals the multifaceted nature of Negrete. Now at 66, he maintains a gentle demeanor, frequently participates in charitable activities, and serves as an ambassador for Mexican football, reminding the younger generation that football is not just about scoring goals, but also about creating inspiring legacies. Pablo Larios, at age 25, was one of the most exceptional goalkeepers Mexico had ever produced. With his daring playing style frequently rushing out of the penalty area to intercept the ball, he earned the nickname Arquero de la Selva, the goalkeeper of the Green Forest. In the 1986 World Cup, Larios was a reliable last line of defense, making spectacular saves and playing a major role in Mexico's run to the quarterfinals. His career then reached its peak in Puebla, where he became a legend. However, Larios's real life was a sad novel filled with successive tragedies. He faced the pain of losing his eldest son along with serious health problems. A vicious virus disfigured his face after multiple surgeries, robbing him of his former striking appearance. Yet it was in adversity that the resilience of a goalkeeper emerged. He didn't run away. He learned to accept his fate and continued to live with optimistic faith. His courage in the face of physical and mental pain transformed him into a symbol of bravery that transcended the boundaries of the football field. Larios lived his final years surrounded by the love and respect of his fans. However, that tumultuous journey came to an abrupt end. On January 31st, 2019, Pablo Larios passed away at the age of 58 due to complications following intestinal surgery. His passing leaves a huge void, but his unwavering fighting spirit in the face of life's storms will forever remain a memorable chapter in Mexican football history. Tomás Boy, at the age of 33, entered the 1986 World Cup wearing the captain's armband and commanding respect from all his teammates. He was the brains of the team, a stylish midfielder with masterful game control. His nickname, El Jefe, the Boss, not only reflected his position on the field, but also his personality. Boy played with pride, sometimes challenging his opponents, but always putting the team's best interests first. After retiring, that strong personality made him one of the most influential and controversial coaches in Liga MX. He wasn't afraid to confront issues or speak frankly about the shortcomings of his country's football. Off the field, Boy was an intellectual, art-loving man with insightful perspectives on society. His coaching career spanned several major clubs, such as Atlas Morelia and Chivas, where he always left his mark with a fiery, attacking style of play. It seems the image of the boss on the pitch reflected his life, a man who always wanted to be in control of his destiny and never accepted mediocrity. However, El Jefe's proud journey came to an unexpected end. On March 8, 2022, Tomás Boy passed away at the age of 70 after a sudden pulmonary embolism. His death deprived Mexican football of one of its most unique personalities, a man who dedicated his life to maintaining his position as a true boss, both on the pitch and on the sidelines. Fernando Quirarte, known by his nickname, El Sheriff. The Sheriff was the heart of Mexico's defense in 1986. At the age of 30, with his composure and superb aerial ability, he not only excelled at stopping opposing forwards, but also contributed 2 crucial goals. Quirarte's celebratory fervor and national pride became one of the most iconic moments of the tournament. After the World Cup, he continued his enduring career and later transitioned to coaching, leading Chivas Guadalajara to resounding success. Quirarte was a model of discipline and loyalty. Off the field, he was the family man, living a respectable life and maintaining a positive public image. He also achieved great success as a television commentator thanks to his deep understanding and composed speaking style. His career has been a straight line of professionalism, from a steely defender on the field to a respected expert off the field. Today, at 69, Fernando Quirarte remains a familiar face on major sports channels. Every time he appears, people see the image of a serious yet passionate policeman, a man who has dedicated his entire life to protecting and developing the core values of Mexican football. Javier Aguirre, nicknamed El Vasco, at the age of 27, was a fiery midfielder who wasn't afraid of tackles and always gave his all in every situation. His warrior spirit was a source of motivation for his teammates during the most difficult moments of the 1986 World Cup. Despite receiving a red card in the quarter-final against West Germany, no one could deny his influence. After retiring, it was his fierce personality and sharp tactical thinking that made Aguirre the most successful Mexican coach internationally. He led the Mexican national team through 2 World Cups and left a strong mark in La Liga while managing teams like Osasuna and Atletico Madrid. Off the field, Aguirre was humorous, straightforward, and very empathetic towards his players. He had an excellent ability to connect with and inspire his players, transforming mid-table teams into formidable units. His life has been a relentless journey of conquest, from the dusty pitches of Mexico to the football halls of Europe. Today at 67, Javier Aguirre continues to manage Mallorca in La Liga. Though his hair has turned white, the passion in his eyes burns as brightly as ever. Every step his players take under his guidance reflects the spirit of the resilient El Vasco of yesteryear, a man who is never tired of the beautiful game. In a team brimming with stars and strong personalities, Felix Cruz chose a humble yet crucial position. At 25, he was the only defender to play every minute in all 5 of Mexico's matches. Cruz's reliability, composure, and ability to read the game provided a solid foundation for players like Negret and Hugo Sanchez to shine. He wasn't a player who liked fanfare or flashy moves. He was a man of efficiency. After the 1986 World Cup, Felix Cruz made history by becoming the first Mexican player to play in Japan for Yokohama Marinos, paving the way for football exchange between the 2 continents. Off the field, Cruz was an introvert, spending most of his time after retirement caring for his family and involved in youth development in his hometown of Torreon. He didn't seek media spotlight, but chose a quiet life away from scandals. His career is a testament to the value of unsung heroes, those who may not score goals or steal the spotlight, but without them, victory would never have come. Today at 64, Felix Cruz maintains a calm demeanor, lives a peaceful life, and is still remembered by fans with respect as a steely central defender who dedicated every drop of sweat to his team. Raúl Servin entered the 1986 World Cup at the age of 23 as one of Mexico's most promising fullbacks. With his blistering speed and relentless attacking runs, he was a crucial weapon in coach Bora Milutinowic's system. Servin's most memorable moment was his powerful header against Bulgaria, sealing a 2-0 victory for his team. It was a goal of youth ambition and courage. After the tournament, Servin became an irreplaceable pillar of Puma's UNAM and won many prestigious titles. Off the field, he was a sincere person who maintained close relationships with his former teammates. After retiring, he dedicated his full time to youth development at the Pumas Academy, where he taught not only technical skills, but also a fighting spirit to younger players. Servin believed that football was an excellent environment for character development. His career may not have been as brilliant as Hugo Sanchez's, but it was full of stability and a genuine love for the game. Today at 62, Raúl Servin still works tirelessly on the training pitch every day. His warm smile remains the same as it was in 1986, and he still proudly recounts that glorious summer when he and his teammates took the world by storm. If there's anyone who embodies dedication and boundless energy, it's Carlos Muñoz. At 26, he was an indispensable link in Mexico's deep-lying defense. Muñoz never stopped running. He was present at every hotspot, involved in every tackle, and willing to sacrifice himself to protect his team's goal. His quiet dedication was key to maintaining the team's rhythm. After 1986, Muñoz became an immortal icon at Tigres UANL, where he played over 500 games and was honored as one of the greatest players in the club's history. Off the field, Carlos Muñoz was a simple man who valued tradition and discipline. He disliked the glamorous life of stars and chose a more modest lifestyle. After retiring, he joined the coaching staff of Tigres, helping the team build a solid defensive foundation. His life is a testament to perseverance on the pitch. He was a tireless engine off the pitch. He was a reliable man. Now, at 65, Carlos Muñoz is enjoying retirement with his family in Monterrey, occasionally attending Tigres tribute ceremonies, where fans still give the engine of yesteryear the warmest applause. At 25, Miguel España was the epitome of a modern midfielder, intelligent, calm, and possessing exceptional game-reading abilities. In the 1986 team, he was the link between defense and attack, a player who played with his head more than his muscles. España's presence brought reassurance and organization to Mexico's style of play. After the World Cup, his career was tied to Pumas UNAM, where he won the national championship and became a legendary captain. Off the field, España was a well-educated, inquisitive, and sharp-minded individual. After retiring, he not only coached, but also became a respected football analyst on major television channels like Televisa. He was known for his logical, in-depth analysis, avoiding emotional judgments. His composure on the pitch perfectly reflected his personal life, making him an exemplary expert. Today, at age 64, Miguel España remains a prominent figure in Mexican football. He dedicates his time to writing books, attending football seminars, and enjoying a fulfilling intellectual life. For him, football is a science of space and time, and he continues to study it with all his passion. At the age of 24, Luis Flores was Hugo Sanchez's most effective attacking partner for Mexico in 1986. If Hugo was the center of attention, Flores knew how to exploit the spaces his senior teammate created. With his speed and versatile finishing ability, he made his mark with a goal against Paraguay, helping Mexico get closer to the knockout round. After that successful tournament, Flores bravely moved to Spain to try his luck with Sporting Gijón and later Valencia. He was one of the few Mexican players to prove his worth in Europe at that time. Off the field, Flores is a practical, decisive, yet approachable person. He did not choose a professional coaching career, but instead shifted his focus to business and sports management, achieving great success thanks to his sharp intellect. His life after football is a perfect balance between work and family. Currently, at 62 years old, Luis Flores lives a comfortable life, regularly participating in friendly matches with veteran players and maintaining the image of a successful man who once carried the aspirations of Mexican football to conquer new territories. Francisco Javier Cruz was affectionately nicknamed El Abuelo Grandpa. Even though he was only 20 years old at the time, the youngest and most promising young Mexican player in 1986. With his flowing hair and spontaneous playing style, he was often brought on as a super substitute to change the course of a match. His youthful dynamism and fearlessness made him an idol for Mexican youth at the time. However, El Abuelo's career later suffered setbacks due to serious knee injuries, preventing him from reaching his full potential. But the downfall of a genius revealed a strong inner self in Cruz. He didn't give up. He fought his injuries to return and still scored important goals for Monterrey and Tigres. Off the field, Cruz is a very emotional person. He went through periods of depression after his injuries, but recovered with the support of his family. Today, at 58, Francisco Javier Cruz is a beloved sports commentator in Monterrey, using his own experiences of ups and downs to inspire young players with perseverance. The image of the golden boy of yesteryear has transformed into a weathered man, but his innocent smile remains as pure as it was that summer of '86. Mario Trejo, at 30 years old, is one of the most experienced members of the 1986 squad. A versatile defender, he brings the necessary stability and solidity to Milutinovic's defense. Trejo plays with absolute discipline and always knows how to sacrifice personal interests for the common good. After the World Cup, he continued his successful career at Club America before transitioning to management. What is special about Trejo is his excellent management thinking. He served as the sporting director of Pumas UNAM and led the team through one of its most successful periods in history. Off the field, Trejo is a visionary, decisive, and always maintains a polite demeanor. He is proof that an intelligent player on the field can become a brilliant manager after retirement. His career is not flashy, but is incredibly solid and respectable. Now, at age 69, Mario Trejo has retired and dedicates his time to personal hobbies, such as reading and traveling. He remains a trusted advisor to many Mexican football teams and a guardian of the traditional values of Mexican football. Rafael Amador, at 27, was a classic fullback, diligent, persistent, and incredibly disciplined. At the 1986 World Cup, he was a key player in Mexico's defense, making it one of the most impenetrable in the tournament. Amador didn't play flashy football. He chose to complete his tasks as perfectly as possible. After the tournament, he became part of Pumas UNAM's history and later Puebla's. Off the field, Rafael Amador was a gentle, reserved man who lived a very modest life. He spent most of his life after retirement dedicated to football as an assistant coach and youth development coach, quietly helping future generations without seeking recognition. His career is a symbol of quiet dedication, a guardian always standing behind to protect the team's success. However, fate called his name too soon. On August 31st, 2018, Rafael Amador passed away at the age of 59 after a long battle with illness. His passing was a sad moment for Pumas fans and the national team, who remember him as a dedicated coach, an exemplary player who devoted his heart to Mexican football. Carlos Hermosillo, then 21 years old, didn't play a single minute, but he is the name that will leave the most significant legacy for Mexican football. Being part of that team alongside veterans like Hugo Sanchez and Tomas Boy taught Hermosillo a great deal about resilience and a winning mentality. Immediately after the tournament, he exploded onto the scene, becoming the second highest goal scorer in Mexican football history and a legend of Cruz Azul. His career was a series of incredible goal-scoring records. Off the field, Hermosillo was an energetic, politically ambitious individual who served as the Director General of the Mexican Sports Authority, CONADE. He was a highly influential figure who always fought for the rights of athletes. The contrast between a young player sitting on the bench in 1986 and a future giant of Mexican football is a powerful and inspiring story of perseverance. Today at 61, Carlos Hermosillo is a powerful football commentator on American and Mexican television, still possessing the same strong physique and sharp insights as he once scored goals with his own headers.